Welcome to our little corner of the woods. In this video, we will share openly how renovation and relationship go hand in hand, and what we do when they don't. Taking on a renovation project like this has been the ultimate test for us as a couple. It has been a year and we are still learning. So if you're considering doing a house renovation or any other project with your partner, or if you're single and wondering if you would do such a project on your own, this video is for you. We talk about the struggles, how to make it easy, how we divide our roles, and what we do to avoid getting in each other's way, and support each other in the best way possible by following our natural energy. Make sure to watch until the end if you want my honest opinion on how we work best as a man and a woman, and why we shouldn't compete with each other. So sit back and enjoy. Hey! It's Friday morning. I'm in Denmark and about to pack for Sweden. So this is where we live in Denmark. The first thing I'm gonna do is to fill up the water so that we have clean drinking water in the cabin. We have a lot of exciting projects this week and I can't wait to show you. We just arrived and it's beautiful. Hey, so we have a few projects going on and Julian, he got tired of screws like this, so he went on and got
those.
And we just got the first one in for the terrace and this is rock solid. Yeah, digging all those holes would have taken
a whole day.
Yeah.
At least.
Standing here and digging again takes me back to last year when I was digging here. The work is the same, but we're just a whole different place. Come so far and it's only a year. Wow. Hi, honey.
Hi.
I thought this was a good time to grill you or roast you with some questions.
Oh.
What do you think is the most important thing for us as a couple building this house?
It's a journey of creating something together.
And how do you make that journey go smooth?
Set our expectations to the day. How much can we do in a day? And sometimes things are going wrong and we have to take that into account. At some point we get better and better to anticipate what or how it is to rebuild an old house.
Yeah, what do you do if things go wrong for me?
First think how to solve the problem, and then
you want to fix the problem?
Yeah, and show you how to fix it.
Yeah.
So you can help yourself next time.
Yeah.
Because if I'm just doing it every time, you will not learn, and you will interrupt me often. And
Yes.
at some point, it will frustrate me if you can't do anything yourself. So I think we have been pretty good noticing this and working with learning you how to build a house.
Yes, because before we did this, I had never done anything like this. And I was open and curious and also terrified. But you have been really good at showing me how to do things. I got my own screw machine and and everything, and you taught me how. Like, I cried the first day because I got stuck in the machine with my glove, and I thought my finger flew off. It didn't, but it was scary. And knowing that you had all of this experience and I didn't, but it has been really, really good. And my love language is words. During this journey, you have gotten also better and better at knowing that when I feel like I can't do it, you know that you can, with words, also tell me. You keep me motivated by telling me that I'm doing it good and reminding me what I'm good at when I'm not very good at something or things like that. And your love language is touch. So many times things have gone wrong and I have not known how to fix it because you're the building master. Sometimes all I could do was just hold your hand or give you a hug, like let you know that we'll get through this, and we always did. Like when we got the wrong materials or just some projects didn't go as planned. There have been many times where we just hit a wall and didn't know how to get from there. And then we'd taken a moment and
We always
solve it. Yeah. So what advice would you give someone who is planning or considering building a house as a couple?
If it's a project like this, like rebuilding an old house, talk to each other about what is good enough, because you can't do perfect in an old house. There's too much crooked, and yeah, it's not like building a new house because everything is just old and rotten and
So
so
setting
what do
the
you expect?
expectations.
So
Finding out where you are, if you have the same expectations. We're on the same page.
I think they can see the smoke from the salmon in the grill.
Since we are building this terrace now, I need to expand this drain hole that we have right now. Has been temporary. All of the water that comes out of the house comes out here, right here. And we don't want a lot of water right underneath the house. So of course we want to lead it further away. So now I have to find my way, dig my way through whatever lies underneath here of rocks and soil, without hitting these screws, which of course are supported by the soil.
Wow. Impossible.
It's a boy!
Big one.
A big one! It's funny what things we find in here, and it's just become clear to us that this place has definitely been a drain. It's not only rocks, but also roof tiles, and the rocks are not coincidentally placed. So that's what I'm digging out now. But this would be a nice vase, I think, for the wedding next year. So I'm gonna keep it. Look at this. It's like they're clawed in two. Like this is not a whole rock. And there are so many of these. I remember finding the first one last year. I think it was this one. So beautiful because you can see the shimmer inside. But these rocks will be so good for building fundaments. What's it called? For other buildings. And yeah, well, the small ones are gonna be good for building a garden. And yeah, this will be good. Now, finally, I will try to paint the top of the house. It's been looking like this since last summer. The reason I stopped there was because it got too uncomfortable for me to be that high up. So I just called it a day, and then the summer ended and here we are. But it's been a year. Maybe I've grown. So let's take another try.
Jump into the car on a Friday night. I wanna drive with you. Looking for a bar in the nearest town. I've never seen a sky so blue. We don't ever play it and the night is young. It doesn't matter what we do. There ain't nobody like.
That went fairly well. Now it's time for a lunch break. So we're gonna have this one bowl salad to share. And it'll only be 3 pieces of dishes to make from this lunch. I can see Julian has started laying the boards for the terrace. Sometimes in a relationship there are differences in opinions, and I have found that the best way to find common ground is to be curious. So when Julian wants to build a terrace, and I might or might not think that it's somehow completely unnecessary and that it maybe is more important to build a shed or something else. Instead of arguing about it, I ask questions. So I ask questions to understand why it is important to him. I like to go deep. So sometimes I ask, like, did you have a terrace in your childhood, or why is it that it's important to you? And he explains to me what it's like for him, why it matters to him. And of course, I want him to be happy. So
Sometimes we build something for you and sometimes we build something for me.
exactly, because that's one point where we're different. I could just take a blanket and sit on the ground or directly on the ground. And Julian likes to step out on a terrace and lie down on a terrace. And that's totally fine. And I think it's really nice too.
Terrace time.
Terrace time. Everybody's happy.
And I'm so lucky to be yours. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down. Ain't nobody like you. I could go 1,000 miles as long as I'm with you. Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. Talking by yourself and you make me smile. I can listen all night long. I tell you about the time when I first met you, listening to a favorite song. Walking on the street when you caught my eye. Something about the way you move. No, there ain't nobody like. There ain't nobody like.
It's raining. The wood is of course untreated, so we need to give it oil. So it's not supposed to rain! Julian just gave me this fun little tool. Look at this. It's like a little Pac-Man. Cha-ching! So we have a couple of projects going on right now. I didn't finish the paint quite because I couldn't reach. So that's gonna be waiting a little bit. We're of course building the terrace, but we can't continue now because we have to finish this drain project. We knew we were gonna do this at some point, but we hadn't really planned exactly how to do it. So this was kind of an on-the-go solution. Previously they have been using rocks, obviously, but we were thinking first for tonight, we were thinking of just putting on something like this to get the water out, but not to get soil in. And then maybe tomorrow we will do something like this, like put this on and then a lid and then wrap some cloth around it, I think. Also a temporary solution until we can dig even further and do like a real drain solution. But for now, it's about 6 o'clock and I'm kind of ready to go inside and wind down. But before we do that, I need to give the new terrace some oil. You can see which ones we bought today and which ones we were from last year. We're trying to use up some of the wood from last year to clean up, and of course we're gonna use what we have first, but we didn't have enough, so we bought these. So this is the nice terrace, and that's the rest of it, also very nice. So we're crossing our fingers that it won't be raining tonight. Good morning here from the new terrace. Ooh. Are you warm now?
Yep.
It is a bit cold, but we just had to have breakfast on this new terrace. Now, as we're building terraces, we decided to fix up this first terrace, which kind of was Julian's fast solution, I think, to build a terrace alone in a day in the summer. He's been talking about a terrace all summer long, and I just kept saying that there were more important things like building floors inside and walls. So this summer he built this really fast and admits that he didn't use the best materials or methods, and it has broken 2 times. Now we have the right materials, so it gets just as stable as the rest of it. Now it's time to put on the boards again.
I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you.
It's pouring down. And it's the second time today. It can be minutes or maybe more. So I think we're just gonna take a break and make it cozy inside. What is that? Is that snow?
No,
No, what is that?
Rain.
Why is it falling so slowly?
Big rain.
Okay. It's just like kind of leaves, seeds falling off the trees. Let's go inside.
Hold you in my arms, won't let go. The world around could pass us by. A thunderstorm, a lightning strike as we hold each other tight. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August.
This is probably my biggest headache in here. Ah!
Very nice.
We're looking for the perfect, no, not the perfect, but a fitting closet to put here, so we can have all of the electrical stuff inside a nice little cabinet. I think it's hard to find what I'm looking for at a secondhand store when I'm like very goal oriented, wanting one specific thing. It's almost never there, but we oftentimes find something else we can use, like this little shoe bench that I'm gonna be using right now.
So,
Honey, tea is ready. Julian has started cleaning out the bathroom, which was really needed because we have packed so much stuff in there because it's the old bedroom in this house. So it's kind of a big bathroom and we've just used it for storage. But it's really annoying because it's so cramped in there. Are you ready for tea?
mm,
Mansi? Wow. So much space.
last one.
Last one? Okay.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city, let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand?
Good morning. It's another wet day here in the woods, but we still have dreams to build outside. I've just done today's and yesterday's dishes, and now I'm gonna go out and find Julian because we're working on a new project. Vil du vise mig?
Mm?
Kun mig eller alle? So Julian prepared the next project here, and I will let you guess what we're gonna build here. If you guess right, I will. The first one who guesses right will get their name carved in one of the beams in the. Although Julian and I are similar in many ways, we are also very different, especially in our energies. That, I believe, is just the way it is supposed to between us. Simply said, I think of it as he is primarily in his masculine energy while I'm in my feminine most of the time. And that means in this renovation, like right now, he's outside screwing those screws into the ground while I am spending my time in here. Maybe you can hear him. And that to me is so beautiful, and it has taken me some time to allow and to understand that he lets me be inside and do whatever I want to do. Because in the beginning I felt incredibly guilty for not doing as much as he's doing with building, and I have done a lot of stuff on this house, but he's been kind of the leader of the renovation, like knowing what to do, where to go, how to do it and all, and I have been following, and I have been, in this process, I have been coming more and more into my feminine, which looks like for me is that when he's been spending hours outside building, I go inside and bake a cake. And in the beginning, that for me was complete unbalance, because how can I be enjoying my time and just like enjoying myself baking a cake and just having a cozy time while he is slaving away outside building this house? Like, how is that fair? But in reality, he's doing exactly what he wants to do and what he's good at and what drives him, what drives his force and makes him masculine. And I do what I do best in my feminine. It's not necessarily gender roles that he has to be building and I have to be baking, but finding what feels natural for me to do, what fills me up, and he finds what feels natural for him. When I call out and say that there's a cake ready, he's jumping up inside with joy, and he loves it. To say it in short, when the two of us, when we do what we do best, when we do what feels natural to us, everything becomes more easy. Yeah, it has taken me some time to understand that it's okay for me to be in this soft energy when we divide our assignments. And then there are other times where I go out and help him. And I do masculine things. I build and I drill and I dig. Because I too, of course, need to be masculine sometimes. But I just need to, for myself, remember the feminine. It's very important for me not to compete with Julian, because that's impossible and that would be really, really hard for me, because it doesn't feel good while it feels good for him. And he appreciates so much when I cook and bake and bring water. Like, he appreciates it so much because he doesn't take time to do it. When he's been outside working for hours, he does not want to come in and cook a meal. He just wants to relax. So it makes sense for us to do things that way. Not to mention the polarity that it creates to keep that spark alive, because we need two opposites to attract. And if we were the same, if I was masculine all the time, building, drilling, digging all of the time, and not taking time to like take care of myself and take care of him with water and food and warm clothes, like, this would go terribly wrong, I believe. And on the opposite, if he preferred being inside and cleaning and baking, and again, it's not about the gender roles, but the things we like to do, then this house wouldn't be built. Because as a couple, I need him to lead this renovation, and he needs me to help him and assist him. I remember in the beginning, I asked him, how can I be of service? What do you expect of me? What would be the best that I could be to you? And he said that if I could learn how to anticipate his needs, that would be perfect. So I have spent this year trying to learn his way of working so that I can give him the things he needs before he asks for them. And that kind of rippled out into our lives, and and we try to do that for each other all of the time, to anticipate and feel and see what we each need. We're not mind readers, so of course we still communicate, often very directly, so we don't have to guess. So oftentimes we also just ask, what do you need? What do you need? I can sense, I can see when he's tired, and I ask, what do you need? Maybe if he's been a lot in his head, doing a lot of calculations, and something isn't working out, like he has decision fatigue. He doesn't want to take one more decision that day. So that's when I don't go on and ask him, what do you want for dinner? What would you like to drink? What movie would you like to see? He's just done. And if I can make those small, simple decisions for him at that point, that's perfect for him. There is so much to relationship and renovation. So if you have any questions, or if you would like to hear more about something like the love languages, or there are also the 6 human needs by Anthony Robbins that I didn't even get into. There are so many tools that we have been using and implementing into our relationship that we use maybe every day. And I could talk a lot more about this because we both are very invested in our relationship, making it work, making it spark, making it exciting every day, so that life becomes this adventure. If you have any questions, or if I wasn't clear on something, just let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. We love you and hope to see you again in another video. Bye bye.